Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the kiersreviews podcast. Today, I'm joined once again by Nick's Film Reviews. This is episode 2 of our podcast. Oh, nice to hear you, Nick. If you do hear water bottles in this episode, it is because it's extremely hot where we are. It's about 27 degrees from what I'm seeing on my I don't even know what it is, a Google Nest. Time teller.
26 degrees, 25.
26? Oh, really? It's saying 27 from what I'm seeing. But that's okay.
Yeah, but it's sunny as well, so it's like hot.
Yeah, and the wind's also making it really, really hot. That's okay.
And we haven't had this weather since we had this weather kind of yesterday, but we haven't had weather like this forever.
Yeah, thank God. I'm kind of liking the heat. Anyway,
yeah, same.
Last week we all discussed the MCU and its future, and today we're going to focus on the DCEU as a whole. But first of all, we've got some good news coming out for Australian Spider-Man fans. Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out December 16th, no longer Boxing Day anymore. So we're getting it 10 days earlier than before. So I think this is going to really excite.
Yes, we were originally supposed to get it. We were originally supposed to get it 10 days after the American release date, and that is bad because I'm pretty sure in 10 days after a film like that would be released,
spoilers would be everywhere.
Yeah, and now we get it actually technically 2 days earlier than them, so
one because they get on the Friday.
Yeah, but American time.
Oh, true.
Hours. Yeah.
But I'm still pumped. I'm glad we still get it at the same time because it would have just been spoiled and completely ruined by what happened in.
Although a lot of the leaks and rumors that we've heard have probably been spoilers. Speaking of which, one theory I've heard is that Ned will become Hobgoblin, which has been going around for a while.
I've really heard that theory, and I think that could be because we've never seen Hobgoblin in a Spider-Man movie before. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know who he was before this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see whether they incorporate him as the 6th member of the Sinister Six. I've heard a lot of rumors about Spider-Man, but yeah, I don't know. I hope it happens. I hope it because it just all kind of line up to what's been teased so far. But we'll see how we go.
Yeah, there are also theories that he or Aunt May or MJ, either one of them or maybe more, will die.
I think so because I read you know that how I was talking last week about the comic that I read that was based on that No Way Home is basing itself on.
Yeah.
In that comic, it reveals one huge death. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that as well.
I think it's highly likely, and I do think there's a possibility of it being MJ because name one romantic relationship in the MCU that has gone well and someone hasn't died.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they're both superheroes.
Yeah, true. Alrighty. Well, anyway, another Marvel news for all the Marvel people that have come back for the DC episode, which is very strange. Shang-Chi came out today in Australia, which is fantastic because we're in lockdown and we can't go see it until.
I actually don't even know because I think some states release date they pushed it to September 16th because of lockdown. And some states now will be having lockdown until at least October. So that means we still can't even see it.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. The Australian release date, most of all, is today.
I completely forgot it came out today.
Yeah. So we have to wait a couple months. So apologies if you're wanting a Shang-Chi review or spoiler talk. We won't have it, unfortunately, because we can't go see it.
Yeah, and plus we don't want to watch it on a camera.
Yeah, that would be
on a laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, as I mentioned in the first episode, towards the end, Nick and I are actually going to discuss who we think could be possible members of the new Avengers team before jumping into our talks of the DCEU. I was about to say MCU. That's not great. These are the 10 possible members that we think might be in the new team for Avengers 5. But Nick, why don't you take it off? Read out your list. Who do you think will be in the team?
All right. Why? This isn't like analytical. This is just a wild guess. Okay. So I first have Shang-Chi.
Okay.
Because he's new and Doctor Strange.
Nice.
Because it's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This one I'm not sure about. Spider-Man. I think it would be good, but I feel like it'll be strange if they have to, because Tom Holland's contract ends with like a cameo after No Way Home, so that could either be Fantastic Four or
okay.
Unless they decide to extend it, which I hope they do.
I think Spider-Man might be part of this Fantastic Four now that you say that.
That'd
but
be
who
cool
knows?
though.
Yeah.
Next is someone I'm not a big fan of. Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And next is, I forgot her whole name. Yelena
Belova.
Yes, her Widow. Because from a certain scene in Black Widow, they're teasing her to be part of something that could possibly happen. If that does happen, either that could lead to her being an Avenger, or it won't.
Black Widow's been out for 2 months. You can spoil it. It's on Disney Plus as well.
Okay. So that one girl played by that one girl from Seinfeld. That I forgot her name.
Yeah. The one
Valentina,
that was in,
I think.
Yeah. The one from Falcon the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I think they're possibly going to do Thunderbolts. Is that what they're called?
What?
That team of Dark Avengers, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think they might be pulling that.
Maybe,
yeah, and I think if they do that, then I'm assuming that either it could lead to her becoming an Avenger, or maybe it won't. And next, I'm honestly, for this one, I am 100% certain.
Yes.
And that is, okay, spoilers for Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah, Falcon as Captain America. I think that is highly likely.
Yep.
Next, I'm not so sure about, depending on the third movie, Ant-Man. That'd be cool, though. Especially after
Paul Rudd's Ant-Man.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Okay.
Especially after especially after how much he helped in Endgame. I feel like he really deserves to have that role.
True.
Next is someone who hasn't debuted yet, but I think it's a possibility. She-Hulk.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
debating
whether or
till
not.
the end of next year, isn't she?
Yeah, it's definitely coming out next year because I think it's wrapped filming now.
Oh, cool.
I was debating whether or not it would be Hulk or She-Hulk, and then I thought, Hulk has a broken arm, and I'm pretty sure he's probably done. So
yeah, me too.
He's out. So I'm assuming maybe She-Hulk could lead into that.
But Mark
next
Ruffalo
is another
said, sorry, before you go on to your next character, I know Mark Ruffalo was saying recently that he's apparently the overviewer for the future of the MCU. I have no idea what that means. I don't know whether that means that he might be still part of the team, but apparently he has some big role in Phase 4, and I don't know what it is.
I mean, yeah, he's technically like the smartest out of everyone now, so maybe he could be the Avenger. But next is another character who hasn't even made her debut yet, but she's making it next year. Ironheart.
Oh, I completely forgot about Ironheart. Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was thinking, and as I was making my list before, I was like, oh, War Machine could be a possibility, but I was like, oh wait, no, I've already got her down, so I'm changing to it could either be Ironheart or War Machine, but I think it could be more Ironheart. And then finally is depending on whether or not the movie does this, Shuri as Black Panther, only if they make her the Black Panther.
Interesting list, dude. I've got quite a similar list, but I think I have a couple other ideas because
name it.
I've been looking at the different shows and the different upcoming movies, as well as what's been happening in Phase 4 and towards the end of Phase 3. First one, I've got the same as you, Sam Wilson as Captain America. I think that's just obvious. They wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
if
it's
it wasn't
highly obvious.
happen. Doctor Strange, I honestly think might. That was a bit. I kept taking him out of my list and then putting him back in. Captain Marvel, Yelena Belova, who actually in the Black Widow comics takes over the mantle from Natasha Romanoff in the comics. So I'm kind of convinced that she's going to be the next Black Widow, and I've known ever since the trailer came out with her in it that might happen. Spider-Man, I just put in there because he's quite new still to the whole Avengers timeline.
And they've made jokes about him. They've made jokes about him being an Avenger, and even in Infinity War, he's like, "All right, kid, you're an Avenger now." So I'm not sure if that even still exists or not.
About. Who knows?
Yeah.
Next, it's the same thing with Yelena. Shuri as Black Panther. I think Shuri will be taking over the Black Panther mantle from T'Challa, as it happened in the comics. Another one that we've got together, Shang-Chi, because he's quite new. I would be quite surprised if he wasn't included. These last three, you didn't actually mention, so these ones are quite new. The Hawkeye show comes out, I think, later this year. And a big character that's going to be in that is Kate Bishop. And I don't know what her alter ego is called. I think it's Hawk Girl. I'm not sure. If anyone can tell me, let me know, please. But yeah, Kate Bishop, who's played by Haley Steinfeld, she's in the Hawkeye show with Jeremy Renner. And I think that Jeremy Renner might stay as Ronan, as we saw in Avengers Endgame. Next, I've got Cassie Lang, who is Ant-Girl in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. She's just been introduced, and I'm very excited about that. And also, I just want to quickly, before I reveal my last member, Shuri, the actress for Shuri, what's her name? Do you know?
Letitia Wright, I think.
Letitia Wright, yeah.
Sorry, Letitia. Yeah, sorry if I pronounced it.
Yeah. Letitia Wright. She just signed on for multiple Marvel projects in the future. So I think that's pretty much a confirm that she's going to be playing Black Panther for the future. And then finally, in my Avengers 5 team, I have an upcoming character who has not appeared at all in the MCU, hasn't been hinted at, but has been in the Avengers games and has also been mentioned in the lineup for TV shows. I'm going to say Ms. Marvel from the upcoming.
Miss Marvel.
Ms. Marvel. Very excited. Very excited about.
I was considering putting her on. I was considering putting her on my list. Yeah. But Captain Marvel's already on, so I was like, I don't know if they're gonna have two.
They've got the new Captain Marvel sequel called The Marvels. So, and Captain Marvel is Ms. Marvel's icon and idol. So, not sure how that's going to work, but we'll see.
I completely forgot. I feel like she should have been on my list. She's in the game.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's probably in the comics. So I think that's actually really likely.
Yeah, me too. All right. Anyway, we're going to stick to what the episode is called. It's all about DC. So we're going to talk about a lot about DC today. First thing up, Nick has finally watched The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, which came out last month, and we're going to talk about it with spoilers. So please, if you have not seen the new Suicide Squad movie and you still have your heart set on seeing it, it came out on iTunes today, so if you want to rent it, you can. But not sure if it's going to cinemas once lockdown is over. So unfortunately, we've both given in. We gave up. We had to watch it. So yeah, we're going to talk spoilers. Please click off the episode or skip forward about 5 minutes if you want to, because we are going to talk about our unfiltered thoughts of James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie. So Nick, tell us what you think of the movie. What'd you like?
It's great. What'd you think? It's great.
Improvement upon the first one?
Of course, man. Of course. I love everything except for a little quick, I'm assuming, I think it was 10 minutes side plot involving Harley Quinn.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And there is one also tiny little issue that I won't really count as a flaw, but it's just a little issue of mine. Actually, no, there's two. One is that I did want a bit more King Shark. He's great. He's funny. I loved him. But I do feel like he didn't have as much to do throughout the movie, because usually they just said, oh yeah, you're a shark, so just stay here. I would have liked if he had a lot more to do.
I think I have a theory for that first issue. I think the budget wasn't big enough to sustain King Shark being in it a lot more, because if you have a look at the movie, everyone, the CGI for King Shark, and especially Starro the Conqueror as well, the CGI is so detailed, and I just feel like it's some of the best CGI we've seen since Thanos in Infinity War. Sorry to bring Marvel back into the conversation about DC, but I'm being honest. I think King Shark and Starro was amazing. The whole movie looked fantastic when we're talking about visual effects.
It's definitely probably going to get nominated for something.
I hope for an Oscar, because it deserves at least a nomination for it.
And it's not just that. I feel like because not a lot of movies have been releasing this year, especially those that have been like CGI superhero action flicks. I feel like
True.
the like Suicide Squad is probably gonna end up making it in there,
Yeah.
making it in there somewhere.
What was your second issue with the Suicide Squad?
It's not a big issue, just a little nitpick. In the opening scene, majority of the squad is killed in the first 5 minutes, and it's all played for a joke, and it's funny. It's funny. It's really good. I loved it.
That was the first 15 minutes, right? Not the first 5.
Well, first 10.
Wait, majority of that team. Okay, yeah. I get what you mean.
Yeah. And I would have preferred if the deaths happened throughout the movie, but as in
true.
like, no, I don't mean one at a time, but I mean like they weren't killed off right away. Like they still had some cool stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the middle, then you can just start immediately killing as much as you can. So that way I felt because like it's one of those movies where majority of the people die, but it didn't feel like the others because majority of deaths happen in the first 10 minutes, and usually I expect the majority of the deaths to happen in the last, let's say, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of deaths. But I still think it's good.
Before I even saw the Suicide Squad, I'd been putting together my film review for it on YouTube. I'd been like piecing together the timeline of what I thought the movie would end up being like, and seeing the difference between, the team with Savant and Javelin and, all them. And then I was like looking at all the other footage, and it was just Bloodsport, Peacemaker, King Shark, and all these others. And I was like,
yeah,
damn, is there going to be 2 different teams of the Suicide Squad? And
I remember reading.
And then I watched the movie, and like the first 15 minutes is that whole first team of nobody's dying. I was like, I'm not really surprised that this is happening. So I've kind of spoiled it for myself.
Yeah.
So
I remember reading that. I don't know if you told me or heard it somewhere that the movie was going to revolve around 2 teams.
Yes,
and I was like, it was when they released photos of the 2 different teams. I was like, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm assuming they're probably going to end up coming together, but no, majority of that first team basically dies.
All died. Yeah.
And crap, what was I going to say?
Not sure. But I thought, honestly, if I'm being honest about the Suicide Squad, because I know a lot of people, if you don't know me, a lot of people think that I'm a DC over Marvel person. I love both. Like, I'm just going to settle it now. I love both Marvel and DC. I'll go see both of their films in the cinemas. I'll keep up with both of them. But I think it's because I have more knowledge of DC characters and comics more than I do Marvel that people think that. So maybe I might be more knowledgeable about DC, but maybe a bit less about Marvel.
I agree. I love both. And I feel like even in majority, I think today's society has more knowledge of Marvel because of how much the MCU just because of the movies.
Yeah.
But back when the MCU was just starting, and I still think it can happen. Well, they still did, but it's like I feel like they didn't know them as much. And in today, I feel like this definitely happened back then, and it could happen today, where whenever you would think of superheroes, you would usually think of, let's say, Batman or Superman, mostly DC characters.
Yeah, I agree. Joker as well. DC are known very well for their villains, and I will always say that, and I'll always defend it. DC do have the best villains, and no one can really change my mind on that. Like, as much as Thanos is great, Darkseid would kick his ass. But talking about DC, we're going to move on from the Suicide Squad. Thanks to everyone.
Wait, can I say one more thing?
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was surprised how I didn't notice that majority of the people who died in the first few minutes. I'm surprised that I didn't notice majority of their footage took place on this one beach.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that they killed him so quickly, especially after a DC Fandom last year when they announced the entire cast. It was just a huge squad. And I was expecting, oh, wow, I'm wondering how they're going to pull this off. But no, they just killed them all off.
Yeah.
But it's still good, though.
It was misleading, but the trailer kind of spoiled some of it. But then seeing the movie, like, okay, fair enough. But but talking of DC, I know the Batman test screening, the Robert Pattinson test screening has happened, and fans have reacted, and it's apparently going to be one of the most emotional films in terms of relation to Batman than before. It's apparently going to be a horror, scary film, I've heard. That's what I've heard. Apparently, it's a really intimidating film to watch, but it's still going to be M-rated. And I'm not really, or PG-13 for anyone overseas that is listening. But I think the M rating can still work, because even though we saw that first trailer at DC Fandom last year, I think M could work because The Dark Knight and every single Batman movie is M or PG. So I don't know. What have you seen the reactions to the Batman test screening? Because a lot of people are praising Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Paul Dano as Riddler.
Oh, not Paul Rudd. Sorry, Paul Dano. I don't know. I said Paul Rudd.
Paul Dano. That's okay. Paul Dano as Riddler, and I'm very, very, very excited to see his portrayal. And Robert Pattinson as Batman. So the main three characters of the movie apparently are flawless. So what are your thoughts on the Batman test screening?
I feel like usually with a lot of first reactions, especially when it comes to superhero movies, they do love to praise it a lot.
Yeah.
But with this, because it's test audiences, I do have a bit more trust. And apparently there's a scene at the end that gets people just screaming.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether or not like it's a character reveal or a setup or something.
I haven't looked it up because I don't want to know. I really want to get surprised for this movie. But I know there's going to be,
I've heard that
at least 2 more movies in this trilogy.
I'm hoping that, I think they're probably going to just make a trilogy and decide whether or not they want to continue that, depending on whether or not people like it.
Yeah, and there hasn't been really much else about the Batman that we've heard apart from that. There hasn't.
Yeah, and there's not other.
I've heard no issues with it so far. So hopefully,
I'm sure that there's probably going to be issues, but we just haven't heard them yet. And I'm surprised that there's also hasn't been a lot of footage different to what we saw at DC Fandom, because they've released like I think it was a Japanese or something version of the trailer that was 30 seconds long, and even when they were teasing stuff at DC Fandom, they didn't reveal like one frame of new footage. They still use exactly what they used in the
They did change some of the shots apparently, and they said that was what was going to come to DC Fandom 2. But I'll talk about that later on when we talk about DC Fandom 2. However, DC have had a pretty damn good year this year. Like, we haven't had much of DC in the past.
What have we had from DC this year?
Zack Snyder's Justice League and now the Suicide Squad.
That's true.
So it's
and also last year they brought out more than last year, even COVID. Marvel brought out nothing, which I'm not blaming them because I understand.
Yeah.
But DC still found ways to release.
Well, Birds of Prey released before the pandemic.
Yeah, before.
And then Wonder Woman 1984 came out Boxing Day. I'm not really going to talk about Wonder Woman
after getting delayed several times.
Yeah, but I think the future of the DCEU, personally for me, I think I might be a bit more excited for it than the MCU, because so far confirmed, because I will talk about this in separation between both, there are HBO Max projects. And for anybody that doesn't know what HBO Max is, it is a streaming service that is so far only available to America. And it is all about the HBO movies and shows being on there.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers as well. So shows like Game of Thrones and that kind of stuff, that will be exclusively on there. But we have Binge at the moment, which is what Zack Snyder's Justice League premiered on.
So it's the closest thing that we have.
Binge is basically
the HBO Max.
Yeah, completely agree. So they've signed on with Warner Brothers to make their own films based on DC characters, which has a lot of traction and confirmed projects that are upcoming. But we also have the theatrically released films, which we will talk about first. First, we've got the Black Adam movie with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. And that's been in development for 10 years. 10 years. Oh, maybe no, he said that last year. So maybe 10, 11 years now. And it's coming out.
And they finally started shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was supposed to come out December this year?
It's in post-production. So the Batman, Black Adam, and Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods have finished filming.
Yeah, I know that.
But Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and the Flash movie are still currently filming.
I have something to say about Shazam 2, but I'll wait until we get to that.
Yeah, cool. So what are you excited for Black Adam? Because I'm actually quite excited. It's got a really good cast.
I am. Yes, it's not just the cast. I feel like The Rock is usually he's in a lot of movies nowadays, but I feel
Yeah.
like they're not really. I
Passion
wouldn't really
projects.
say he's not. Yeah, and I feel like for this could be a real turning point for him in being like delivering an actual good performance that's not for like, let's say, kids.
And that's what I thought of
And
John Cena's performance as Peacemaker in the Suicide
yeah,
Squad
yeah, that's
movie.
what I thought as well,
Because
because they've done so much kid stuff.
Yeah, well, you laugh at the kind of movies that they're in. They're just average blockbusters, or they're, in terms of John Cena, they're kind of crappy comedies that are kind of forgettable. But John really committed to the role of Peacemaker, and I think
Exactly, and that's
I personally
yeah.
think Dwayne Johnson's going to be the same with Black Adam, because we've got
Yeah,
Pierce Brosnan.
definitely.
We've got Pierce Brosnan playing Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
We've got, I don't know how to say his name, so if you're listening, I'm so sorry. Aldous Hodge, is that how you say it? As Hawkman, and I'm
Probably
so excited. Noah Centineo is playing Adam Smasher. Centineo. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I'm really
the rom-com guy, which I do hope this performance actually is also a turning point for him, because he's not known to be a good actor at all.
But he's playing Adam Smasher, and he looks quite excited about it. So I'm very excited about Black Adam. Seeing the passion that Dwayne Johnson had last year at DC Fandom about it, I'm actually really excited to see what's going to happen in DC Fandom 2. But we will discuss those details when we talk about DC Fandom 2.
And because of this the entire like setting and all that, and just the plot of the movie, whatever it's going to be, and seeing that trailer, that not trailer, but like concept art kind of thing that we saw at DC Fandom last year, I'm excited to see how it's adapted into an actual film with CGI and set pieces and all that.
Yeah, me too.
So I think, so I'm hoping it's an action-packed, dark, really good movie. So I have hope.
I have hope too. Same. Next film on the DCEU theatrically released line of movies that they have, we have the Flash movie. This was supposed to come out in 2018, but it got pushed significantly and constantly.
And I'm assuming they've changed a lot of stuff with the movie as well.
Unfortunately, Spider-Man No Way Home has obviously jumped at the opportunity to use the multiverse in their universe before DC had. I knew that the multiverse was going to be happening in the Flash movie back in 2018, but they kind of thought maybe it is way too early to introduce the multiverse. But I'm guessing there's just, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
but with
and I'm
worried
that.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'm worried that I know this is going to happen when the Flash releases, because it focuses on a lot of the multiverse stuff. I know that people, especially some of those toxic Marvel fans, are going to compare the two, and a lot of people are going to bash on it. And I know there's going to be some people who are going to be like, oh, Marvel did it first. But what Flash is doing that I don't think No Way Home is doing is going into the multiverse, because No Way Home is just going to be the multiverse coming
to them.
Yeah, but also Doctor Strange 2 could do a similar thing. So
who knows? But I'm really excited for both, because I'm a massive Spider-Man fan. Everyone that knows me knows that I love Spider-Man, and I'm so excited about No Way Home. But I'm very excited about the Flash, simply because we're getting Michael Keaton back. We've had rumors.
Yeah, they're also and DC
Pfeiffer.
is also
DC is also
doing. DC is also bringing back some of the old cast, and I feel like that's something else people are gonna say, oh, DC copied Marvel on this.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm trying to make the point of this was thought about and written some partially in 2018,
years ago.
But it's directed by Andy Muschietti, who people will know as the director of It and It Chapter 2, with Pennywise the Dancing Clown. But
which is a great movie.
Which is actually
even though It Chapter 2 was a bit more comedy focused, I thought.
Which is fair enough. But sorry,
just quickly. DC seems to be using a lot of directors of horror movies. And it's worked.
Yeah,
and it works.
So like David F. Sandberg did the first and second Shazam. James Wan did Aquaman and Aquaman 2. And now we've got Andy Muschietti, who is doing The Flash. But the Flash
even directing Black Adam?
Pardon?
Who's directing Black Adam?
I don't know how to pronounce this. Oh, don't tell me it got delayed to 2022.
What did?
Black Adam.
It is in 2022.
Oh, it is? Then
Yeah.
wait, this year's 2021. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting that Black Adam got pushed
directed
from
by
the end of this year.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
It's the director of Jungle Cruise.
Oh, and I just realized the director of Black Adam is the director of Orphan.
Yeah,
so
Orphan,
another
which
horror
is a great
director.
movie. Yeah.
Wait,
But
the dude
he
who
did
directed Jungle Cruise?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, but
I didn't like Jungle.
We'll jump to the next movie after, just quickly with The Flash. We've got obviously Michael Keaton's Batman, but we've also got the introduction of a brand new character to the DCEU. We already have her as a CW show. We have Supergirl, Kara Zor-El.
But but I'm assuming it's a different kind of Supergirl. Because I was expecting the blonde.
It's still Henry Cavill's long lost cousin. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. We're getting new characters.
I mean, it should be all right.
Yeah.
Next we've got. Be all right.
Oh yeah. Next we've got Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So it looks like next year is going to be a packed year for DC. They're getting 3 movies in 2022. Still directed by James Wan. Still starring Jason Momoa. Unfortunately, Amber Heard as Mera. Still, I really wanted Emilia Clarke as Mera in this movie.
So it's so unfair what Warner Brothers has done.
It's so
firing Johnny Depp and keeping Amber Heard.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
they should just get rid of both of them and recast both their characters. But
wasn't that Trench spinoff cancelled?
Not sure. I will talk about that though. Everyone's coming back. There's been no details released. It's just a sequel to Aquaman 1. So we'll probably move on.
I've heard that there's horror elements
in the Trench, but I'm not sure about Aquaman 2.
No, not the Trench. For Aquaman 2, it's I don't know if it was either taking elements or being inspired by like a horror novel or something.
Not entirely sure.
So that could be cool. Aquaman's going blonde, I heard.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about
that.
I'm
hoping it's not full blonde.
As long as, I think if he has like blonde tips, fair enough to give honor to the comic book character. But I like how he looks at the moment. I think if I have a man crush on anybody, it's Jason Momoa. Love dude.
Yeah, the muscles.
I actually met him a couple years ago at Comic-Con.
Yeah, so lucky I've never met a fan.
He's built. I paid
how did he feel
for it? Oh, he was so kind. He was so cuddly. I don't even know.
But how was he? How did his muscles feel?
I didn't feel his muscles.
Oh,
he just grabbed me because I was so tiny. This was when like the first Suicide Squad hadn't come out yet. So this was like 5 years ago. And he'd just been announced as Aquaman for Justice League, the Justice League movie.
I have a family friend who also met Jason Momoa, and the photo that he has, he's wearing the exact same uniform as the photo that he took with you.
Oh, really?
So I know that it's the exact same thing, probably the same
it was in
day.
Melbourne. Yeah, it was Oz Comic-Con. Love it. Okay, next movie you want to talk about this one. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, the first movie of 2023 for DC, but I will talk about the HBO Max projects after we talk about Shazam.
So my thing that I wanted to say is I'm glad that they started filming and I'm glad they've finished it, especially because I feel like it gives them a lot of time, and they did probably want to shoot in case any shutdowns happen. So they just wanted to get over and done with. And I'm glad they did that. But my small little nitpick, and I do understand that these movies take a lot of hard work to do. There's so much stuff, a lot of stuff to do. It's very difficult. But because it's releasing in June of 2023, I do feel like
bit too far away.
Is a bit too far, and I do hope they pull it up a little bit. Not by a lot, just a little bit, because I feel like they've got
basically
they don't want to do a January.
They don't want to do a January release because that's like
don't do January, but like maybe just like pull it up to
April
like the other, like the first one.
Yeah.
Or
I'm pumped for
my dream.
Fury of the Gods.
My dream.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You go.
My dream, which I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Is the Flash being pulled to, let's say, August, and then Shazam taking that release date. I know it's not going to happen, but that would be very cool.
It'd be nice. I'm very, very
much more. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you go.
It makes the 2022 much more packed with DC. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I think that I'm mainly excited about Shazam Fury of the Gods, specifically because we're going to get Black Adam soon. So we're getting Black Adam. So this is the timeline that I've heard. We've had Shazam 1 already released. Black Adam is about to be released. Then Shazam 2. And then I think Shazam 3 is going to be when they put Shazam and Black Adam together.
Yeah, I think they've already said that they're not gonna wait for the third to get in Black Adam.
Oh.
So I'm assuming that the second one might tease him.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
the first one did, but it was deleted.
I want to we'll quicken this one up. HBO Max Projects. I know you want to talk about this one the most, and it's the most talked about. Batgirl. This will be exclusively released on HBO Max. It is starring. I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna let you say it, Nick. Go.
Leslie Grace, who it's not the best choice for a comic accurate Batgirl, but I think it's not a bad choice. It's not a great choice. I just don't think it's a bad choice. I think she'll be good.
For anyone listening, Nick is a huge fan of In the Heights, and Leslie Grace was one of the characters in that film.
Yes.
And I think you're just very, very, very excited about this movie. And J.K. Simmons.
I'm not overly excited.
Oh, fair enough.
What you see?
Still, you're happy. Yeah, J.K. Simmons is confirmed to be coming back as Gordon, her father. So that'll be very interesting.
I think the
HBO Max. I think the HBO Max projects will be tied to the DCEU. So I think there's going to be a big upstart of I don't even know if that's the right word. Of DC projects coming up. So I think we're going to get a lot. Next, HBO Max.
Wait, can I quickly say one more thing?
Of course you can.
Just quickly. Okay. Because they cast Leslie Grace, I think she's Latino. So I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity that they didn't make her the Batgirl in the Batman movies. I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity and would have made more sense with Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon.
Yeah, true. I agree.
But it's only because
For those people listening, when we were talking about the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, that is not DCEU. It is a separate trilogy entirely. It's like
it's DCEU. They just changed.
It's just a DC movie. It's just not tied to a universe.
Which I'm glad.
Nothing. It is just its own thing. Exactly like how Joker was its own thing. It's a completely separate from the universe.
When you're done with the HBO Max projects, I just realized another project that you've missed.
For what?
DC movies.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'll come back to it. Yeah. These are just the confirmed HBO Max projects in development at the moment. Batgirl, Blue Beetle, Static Shock, and Zatanna. Zatanna, I don't know whether that's been cast yet. No, it's not. But it's got J.J. Abrams as the producer, who did the Star Wars sequels. I know a lot of people didn't like that. He only did Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker. We will talk about Star Wars another time. And the writer is Emerald Fennell, I think her name is. And she was the director and writer of Promising Young Woman. And I am super excited for Zatanna. I really, really, really hope that Ana de Armas, who you might have seen in Knives Out or Blade Runner 2049, I hope she plays Zatanna, because this will make it this movie probably the most excited I am for a DC movie, because I love all three of them. So that's the HBO Max projects that are in development and are confirmed to be being made at the moment. These are the movies that will be part theatrically, I think, that have been talked about, rumored, maybe scrapped, not entirely sure just yet. Wonder Woman 3, the Amazons movie, so the Amazons of Themyscira.
I heard that's being like sped up, like they want to make it as quickly as possible. Okay. Well, when it was first announced, I heard that they were going to like fast track it or something. I don't know.
Okay. And after the news of The Flash having Supergirl in it, Supergirl is getting her own movie. This is really going to confuse some people. Upcoming soon, DC are they're in the middle of producing a Green Lantern core TV series, but I've heard rumors recently that the Green Lantern movie is still going to be going ahead. I'm not sure when. I haven't got release dates for these. These are all rumored projects that DC might have in store. We've got Justice League Dark with J.J. Abrams as well.
I have no idea how they're going to pull that off.
I have no idea, but
like hopefully I don't know if they're going to have to recast everything.
Our Man we've got. I don't know whether you know much about Our Man.
No one
Now,
don't know who that is.
This has been a big, big project for Steven Spielberg that he's put off for ages, but it's a passion project, and he actually really wants to do it as the only superhero film he ever wants to do. It's called Black Hawk, and it's all about a pilot that leads an international squadron of fighters to defeat the Nazis in World War II. It's a very, very, very similar concept to the first Wonder Woman, but I think if Steven Spielberg makes this could be a huge thing for the DC movies, because we're getting
possibly
such a huge director, but not sure.
I haven't heard of a lot of these characters.
Yeah, they're quite unknown. The Superman reboot, everyone wants Michael B. Jordan to be tied to. I really want Man of Steel 2. Again, it's another movie produced by J.J. Abrams, so I think J.J. Abrams is becoming the new Zack Snyder of the DC.
I would prefer they make Man of Steel 2, and I don't mind if they I don't mind if they get another Superman. The problem is my problem is that they're rebooting Kal-El.
I think it's separate to the DCEU though.
Yeah, it's separate, but they're still rebooting Kal-El. So I don't know why they could have just done another Superman.
I haven't heard about this movie in a while. I've heard it's rumored for HBO Max, because I think they're releasing either 3 or 4 movies a year, starting from next year or maybe the year after. These are the rumored ones: Nightwing, Lobo with I forgot who Lobo. Oh God, I
thought Jason Momoa was Lobo.
Michael Bay is going to be the director of Lobo apparently, but that's still rumored.
Oh no.
Booster Gold. I love Booster Gold comics. I'm very, very excited for that project. I think it'll really blow people out of the water. Deathstroke movie, Deadshot movie.
Please.
Not sure about the Deadshot movie, but we'll see.
Deathstroke, please.
Plastic Man,
so good.
I've heard of. These two, Gotham City Sirens particularly, these are the 2 Harley Quinn projects that are coming up, hopefully. Gotham City Sirens has had a bit of buzz recently. It was originally David Ayer who directed the first Suicide Squad movie, who was going to direct it, and then people thought James Gunn was going to continue on with making movies with Margot Robbie, which they are, but he turned down the option of doing Gotham City Sirens, which is Harley Quinn, which is Margot Robbie, Poison Ivy, which might have been Megan Fox, and Catwoman, who I don't know would play her. I don't know whether it'd be it wouldn't be Zoe Kravitz, but it'd be someone else. And then finally, we have Mad Love. Now, a lot of people know Mad Love as the Joker and Harley Quinn and how they got their story. And unfortunately, in the studio cut of Suicide Squad 1, we kind of got that backstory already. So this movie has a new working title. I have no idea whether this has been trashed or not, but so far it's called Joker versus Harley Quinn. So I think if we get the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, where Joker was a lot more abusive to Harley Quinn, like in the comics, we might get a full-on complete fight between Harley Quinn and Joker, and them really nitpicking at each other, and who knows?
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's unlikely, but at the same time,
I want it to happen.
They released the Snyder Cut, and thankfully they brought back Ben Affleck. So there might be a little bit of hope for Jared Leto.
Me too. And the final thing we're going to talk about for DC today, DC Fandom 2 is officially happening. For those who don't know, last year we had it in September. It was actually August. It was in August. It was one of my most watched videos on YouTube because I reacted to all the new trailers.
It was also a face reveal.
It was my face reveal. That's very true.
Yeah.
And that did really well. So I'm planning to do the exact same thing this year. Whoa. Don't know whether you heard that, but someone is speeding down my street.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then DC Fandom.
It sounded very wrong for a second. I didn't know what that was.
DC Fandom 2 is happening October 17th for Australia. It's the same time as it would be for America on October 16th, but it'd be very early in the morning on a Saturday, I think.
3 a.m.
Oh, is it?
3 a.m. on a Saturday. Yeah. I think it's a Sunday.
Oh, is it?
Saturday, I think it might be a Saturday. 3 a.m. on a Saturday.
Not entirely sure.
Which I would love to get up and stay up and watch it.
I probably will.
In lockdown, I don't have any motivation. So if I was like part of something,
Yeah.
like a group or something, I would probably stay up if this was like an event. But I just can't be bothered waking up just to watch on my own. So I'd rather just wake up and just watch it myself when everything's all out.
Unlike last year with DC Fandom, where everything was a surprise, except for what panels would happen. I don't know why they did this. DC have actually announced every single thing that they're going to reveal. And I'm going to read it out right now. We're getting a new trailer for the Batman Robert Pattinson movie.
Good.
We're getting a trailer for the DC animated film League of Super Pets, which actually I'm kind of interested in. We're getting.
I'm only interested because of its cast.
Yeah, the cast is pretty damn cool, but I really don't care either other way.
Yeah, I don't care.
Black Adam might get a teaser trailer. Flash.
I think it's reasonable.
Yeah,
I think it's reasonable for Black Adam to get a teaser trailer because it comes out in July and it's October, so I feel like it's a perfect time to release a teaser.
Flash might get a teaser trailer.
I think that is likely because. So I'm so sorry, I keep interrupting.
No.
But I think it's likely for. I do hope Flash could at least get a teaser trailer because they released a teaser for Batman, what was originally supposed to come in October. So they released a teaser over a year before it came out. So I think they could do the same thing with the Flash.
Yeah, and for those who tuned into DC Fandom last year, the Suicide Squad movie only had a behind the scenes look, yet that inspired so much excitement. So Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and Shazam Fury of the Gods are coming with behind the scenes footage of what's going to happen. So I don't mind that. I think that's fair enough since they are.
Yeah, at least to Aquaman, we haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah. Talking about TV shows, I'm just going to be very brief. There's 3 shows that they're going to have teaser trailers for. One of them's called DMZ. I have absolutely no idea what that's about. Naomi.
Neither do I.
Naomi. Don't know too much about it.
No idea.
But hopefully it becomes a show that I enjoy. And for those, we have a Peacemaker teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited for, specifically after how things ended with his character in the Suicide Squad. I'm not going to spoil it now because I did tell you that I wasn't going to spoil it.
We've already spoiled it.
Yeah, but for the people that have stuck around and have just skipped the part that we've talked about spoilers, I'm not going to reveal anything about this show. But for the gamers that are listening, we have 2 new looks at Gotham Knights and is it called Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League? I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Yes,
that's what it's called.
2 brand new looks at those 2 games. I'm just looking through. Warner Brothers Television will offer a look at new seasons of Batwoman, The Flash, Superman and Lois, which apparently people are adoring. A farewell tribute to Supergirl.
Doesn't look as bad.
It's actually really good.
It doesn't.
People have been praising it.
It looks actually good.
Farewell tribute to the Supergirl show as it approaches its finale after 6 seasons. Celebration of 100 episodes of DC's Legends of Tomorrow, as well as a sneak peek at an upcoming episode of Stargirl, which I've also heard heaps of praise about. Just looking through, there also will be sneak peeks for a new series that will be returning for another season, such as Titans and Doom Patrol. Very excited to see further. I'm not up to date with Titans just yet. I've seen season 1 and 2, but I am in the middle of rewatching those 2 seasons in preparation for the entire season 3 release. I'm just not going to do it weekly. I don't think I could handle that, especially with what it's all about. We're also going to get a quick look at season 3 of the adult animated comedy series Harley Quinn with Kaylee Cuoco, who is Penny in The Big Bang Theory. She is Harley Quinn, and she has been for the last 2 seasons, because we're going to see what's in store for the lesbian relationship between Harley and Ivy. Apparently, they're developing that for season 3. Very excited.
That show, I think I watched like 3 episodes, and then I lost touch. But from what I saw, I enjoyed it. So I think that the fans of that show, they'll be pleased.
Yeah. And I've got 2 last things before we wrap things up. DC Fandom will reveal 2 upcoming original DC animated films, sneak peeks for them, actually. We're going to see a brand new trailer, I think, for Catwoman Hunted. We're going to get a Catwoman animated film. Very excited for that. But we are going to get a brand new sneak peek at Superman and the rest of the Justice League in the film adaptation of Injustice Gods Among Us. A lot of people are very excited about this. So
I haven't watched much of the DC animated films, but this might be the one I actually do want to watch.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it but I think it's kind of stupid if it's coming out October 19th.
They're releasing a trailer like 2 weeks before it comes out.
No, 2 days before it comes out. So it comes out October 19th. DC Fandom's October 17th.
Wow. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, strange, but it will give us something to be excited about and then realize, oh, it's just 2 days away, not 3 months away. But yes, I'm super excited. For those that have tuned into the Injustice games, there's only 2 of them. For those who have read the comics, for those who are excited about the movie, I have no idea what it's about. Nothing has really been revealed.
There's rumors that they'll announce Injustice 3 at DC Fandom.
Oh, really?
It doesn't even have to be like a full. Yeah, I don't think it'll be like. I think if they do, it'll just be one of those trailers where they show like, let's say, a symbol and then the word 3.
Yeah, I think so. So like a reveal trailer kind of thing.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, well, for those that are excited about the Injustice movie, it does come out, I think, late October. I'm not entirely sure about the October 19th, so please don't take me for that specific date. But I'm very excited about it. Not sure what it's about. I've read all the comics. I've played all the games. Very excited. But I think that's everything. I think we've covered literally everything about DC at the moment. Have you got anything else you want to add, Nick? Got anything else you want to add?
Nah, I think I'm good.
I think
can't think of anything. Covered everything.
I think we've covered everything. So yeah, thanks everyone for just tuning into episode 2. We have had such a great time. I think we're going to have a smaller episode next week because the RSS feed program that I'm using only allows 2 hours per month. So last episode and this episode will take up a big chunk of that. So next week's episode will be a lot shorter. However, we've enjoyed having these conversations. So I just want to say thank you to Nick's Film Reviews for coming on the podcast once again. Make sure you follow him on his Instagram account, and we will keep you updated to when he is going to be launching his YouTube channel again.
It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a while. Doesn't matter. I'll still tease it every single week.
I want to get my own equipment, which I do not have right now. But if I do get my own equipment, I'll consider it.
Fantastic, man.
So it's in the talks. It's in the works.
It's in the works, man. It's in the works.
It's being discussed.
Very exciting. Be sure to follow me on YouTube and my Instagram account as well if you haven't yet. So we'll see you all next week for episode 3. So this is Kia's Reviews and Nick's Film Reviews signing off for now.